Welcome! This is a focused revision explainer for your GCSE higher tier maths. We're going to be mastering the key skills you need for fractions, decimals, and percentages.
All right, let's dive right in. Look, this isn't about rehashing the basics you probably learned years ago. We're focusing on the specific skills that really separate the good grades from the great ones at the higher tier. You know, mastering these can make a huge difference on exam day.
So first things first, you've got to understand that at this level, the examiner fully expects you to be able to switch between fractions, decimals, and percentages, like totally fluently. It's written right there in the official Edexcel specification.
And that's the crucial point, isn't it? It's not just about knowing what they are individually. It's all about how they connect and work together in those trickier, multi-step problems. So we're going to nail 3 specific skills from the syllabus, starting with a real classic higher tier challenge.
Let's kick things off with syllabus point N10. This is all about changing recurring decimals into fractions. Get this one down, and it's a guaranteed way to pick up some really valuable marks.
So a quick refresher. What is a recurring decimal? It's just a decimal where some digits repeat forever and ever. The key thing you've got to spot in an exam is the notation. There's little dots above the numbers. As soon as you see that, you should be thinking, aha, I know exactly what method to use here.
Okay, now this is the algebraic method. And honestly, once you get it, it's pretty much foolproof. So let's walk through it. First up, you just take your recurring decimal and call it x. Simple enough, right? Step 2 is the clever part. You need to multiply that x by a power of 10. And your goal is to shift the decimal point just past the first complete repeating block. Here, the block is 27. That's 2 digits, so we multiply by 100. And then step 3. This is where the magic really happens. You just subtract the original equation from the new one.
And would you look at that? By subtracting, it's like we've made that infinite, messy, recurring part just disappear. It completely cancels out, and you're left with a nice, simple equation that's super easy to solve.
Now for the final bit. We solve for x, which gives us 27 over 99. But, and this is a huge tip for the exam, don't stop there. You've got to simplify the fraction to get full marks. Both numbers here divide by 9, which gives us our final, perfect answer, 3 over 11.
Awesome. Let's move on to our next skill, which comes from point N11. This is where we see how these ideas build on each other by applying fractions to ratio problems. This is an incredibly common thing to see in the exam, so we need to have it down pat. Here's a classic problem. We're sharing 150 pounds between Anne and Ben in the ratio of 2 to 3. So, what does that actually mean? Well, it just means that for every 2 parts Anne gets, Ben gets 3 parts.
The secret here is to turn that ratio into fractions of the total amount. It makes it so much easier. First, just add the parts of the ratio together. 2 plus 3 gives us 5 total parts. That means Anne's getting 2/5 of the whole amount, and Ben's getting 3/5. See? We've just turned a ratio problem into a simple fraction calculation.
So now we just calculate Anne's share. What's 2/5 of 150 pounds? Well, you can divide 150 by 5 to find 1/5, which is 30, and then multiply by 2. So Anne gets 60 quid.
And we do the exact same thing for Ben. 3/5 of 150 pounds is 90. And you should always do a quick check at the end. Does 60 plus 90 equal 150? Yes, it does. So we know we've got it right. Perfect. Okay, our final core skill for this session comes straight from specification point N12. This is all about thinking of fractions and percentages as operators. Basically, you treat them like little tools that tell you to multiply something.
This whole idea of an operator or a multiplier, it's the secret to flying through percentage problems, especially those percentage increase and decrease questions you're bound to see on the calculator paper.
Now this slide shows a really crucial difference. On the left, if you want to find 15% of 80, that's easy. Your operator is 0.15. You multiply, you get 12. But, and this is the important part, if you want to increase 80 by 15%, you're actually looking for 115% of the original amount. So your multiplier is 1.15. This lets you get the new total, 92, in one single calculation. It's way faster and leaves less room for error.
So, let's do a super quick recap of the 3 higher tier skills we've just nailed down. Seriously, getting these right can be a massive boost to your final grade. So there you have it. These are the exact techniques you want ready to go in the exam. That slick algebraic method for recurring decimals, turning ratios into simple fractions, and using those single multipliers for percentage changes.
You've got the methods, you've seen how they work, you have the tools, so you can walk into that exam with confidence. The final step is all you. Go and practice these until they feel like second nature. You've got this.